There's no intro today, fellas. You know I'm serious. I didn't want to make this video so early in NBA 2K23's life cycle, but it's time for change. It's time for me to pivot and take my talents to other games. I love basketball. I like NBA 2K23, but I don't think I can make content for 12 months on this game because it's just not fun to play anymore. I play this game about 5 hours a week and it's just the same experience every time I play. And the game is just dead for solo players. We're just forced to play rec, even though we don't like rec. I don't even like rec that much, and I'm just forced to play it over and over and over again, or I'm just waiting ages and ages just to get a 5-minute 3v3 park game. You spend more time off the court than what you do on it, and I can't keep doing it. It's just not fun anymore. It's not something I look forward to anymore. And playing and getting footage for this channel is just a chore, and it's just not right for me at the moment. It really isn't. I've been playing this game for a very long time. There are so many times that I've just unlocked the same badges, the same animations each and every year. I just feel like a broken record saying the same thing over and over and over again. I've made a lot of videos on NBA 2K. I need something new. I need something fresh, fellas. I think it's the same for a lot of creators. I really do, and players as well, because we just can't keep making the same content, playing the same thing to get the same rewards, watching the same videos time and time and time again, when the city is the biggest innovation that we've seen in this game for years. And it's something that we don't even want, but they don't even fix little bugs and little things that have been plaguing the game since day one's release. Simple things that have worked in previous games just simply don't work anymore. Like predicting the NBA games just doesn't work and crashes my machine over and over and over again. Even though games are played, it says no games are played. And then when they do say I can collect my VC, the game just crashes over and over and over again. Yeah, the city looks great, but the game doesn't work. So what's the point of having it? I'm just sick of it. We can waste our time running around the city. It does look good, but it's just so bloody impractical. There's no use for it in a basketball game that a menu wouldn't do better. The city is just there to make players stay on the game longer and think they're playing the game, but they're really not. They're just running around the city, yeah, but it's good for their numbers, their play time, and that's all that they worry about. Even though we're not actually playing the game and having fun and we're just running around to courts just to find them. Solo players are just running from court to court hoping to get a game to be kicked off, a park game, to go into a rec game with 2 AIs. It's just not a fun experience at all. You spend more time off the court, but they don't care as long as you're still on the game. And the other reason why the city works for them is it pleases investors, because it's good to look at and looks like a lot of work. But we all know if you actually play the game, it's a giant waste of space. Make this game pick up and play before it's too late. So now let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay, in my honest opinion, fellas, is the best it's going to get. They might add a new animation or change a slider here and there, but what else can they do? There's not much more that they can do with the gameplay, in my opinion. It's the best it's been in years. It's far from perfect, because I just hate how simple things I could do in real life, like catching a ball off a rebound and having simple reactions, just aren't there for some players because you don't have the badge. You don't have the workhorse badge or the off-ball badge. Off-ball pest badge, I mean. I'm mumbling, I'm ranting, I'm raving. I'm pissed, fellas. I'm pissed with NBA 2K at the moment because they've left us for dead again. They've gone silent again, and we've just got to deal with their pile of crap. But like I was saying, simple reactions like getting to the ball is tied to a badge like workhorse, or getting a bump animation is tied to off-ball pest, and things like that. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. There's just so many things tied to attributes and badges this year, which just shouldn't be like that. They say it's for realism, but it makes the game feel slow and unresponsive, making players think the game is broken or their my player is broken, but it's not you, it's how they design the game. They say they make this game for casuals, and that is so far from the truth. This game is made for the sucker that will buy VC, and that's all that it really is, because other than nerfing dribbling for casuals, that's the only thing that caters for casuals. Casuals and new players are thrown in the deep end in the hope that they'll spend money or more time on the game grinding my career just so they get that playing time again, fellas. It all comes down to playing time and spending VC. That's all that they care about, is numbers. They don't care about a skill gap. Players saying that there's a skill gap in the game don't know what they're talking about it. I talked about it in a previous video. If you do want to check it out, I really would appreciate it, but it is always an uphill battle for casual and new players. With the experience that they get, it's just a joke. And when they play against sweaty players, or even just players that have played the game before, they have the experience plus the the advantages of having a better player with badges and better attributes. No wonder players just leave and run away from players when they aren't even on the same playing field. I'm not going to stop playing 2K altogether. I just don't want to make content on it full time. I want to make content on new games. I'm kind of just over making the same content every year, the same videos with a different title. I still will make the rants, but they will be few and far between, fellas. There's no 2K news at the moment. There's nothing new coming to the game, so what's the point of me sticking around? If something big does happen, or something new happens in the game, something with the gameplay, some new news, some new rewards, whatever, I will talk about it. But for the most part, I will be just gaming and streaming on my second channel and making rants on different games, and maybe a few NBA 2K rants here and there. So I do appreciate all the support, fellas. If you are here for the 2K23 rants, and this is your last time on the channel, I really do appreciate the support, the comments, the subs, the likes, and everything in between. I really do thank you, fellas, for watching the content. So back to NBA 2K23 and them doing the bare minimum, fellas, and focusing on the wrong things. They're the things that have killed the game for me. Go back to making a proper video game instead of a cash grab. It's the only way to stop ruining the gameplay for monetary value. You know what I mean, fellas? And actually create a skill gap so players actually stick around longer than a month instead of them just making a quick buck and we're all gone in a month. Make a detailed video game that makes people want to play the game for years and play the game that they want to play and how they want to play it. Instead of being forced to have a horrible experience, they should just be allowed to kick back, relax, play with their mates and have a good time. The more time players spend on the court, the more chance that they won't leave and play something else with their mates. You have to cater for solo players too, not on the court, but off it. You need to make it easier for them to just pick up and play. Give them a reason to play theatre. Give players a reason to play theatre. It's a ghost town out there in the Australian servers. I don't know about the American or the European, but give players a reason to play theatre. This game is going to take a huge rebuild, fellas, to get it right. It really does. There needs to be new ways to make your build. Maybe get rid of badges entirely. Give us something new. This game has been in a rut for years. Maybe it's time for some huge changes. Some big decisions have to be made. But do they have the balls to do it? Probably not, because they're just happy milking people. They don't really care about changing the game. If they wanted to change the game, they would have already. There's only so much the developers can do with this pay-to-win pile of crap when the publishers don't care about the game, because it's not rocket science, the stuff that I talk about and suggest for NBA 2K. It's just simple game design, and it's something that 2K has lost for a very, very, very long time. NBA 2K23 isn't a game to play for long periods, fellas. It really isn't. There are some good signs on the court, which is a step in the right direction, but we have seen 2K take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, or 1 step forward and 5 steps back. Look at 2K16, how good that was. We had 2K17, which wasn't the greatest, and then we had 2K18, which was downright terrible. Huge steps backwards. If this game does that again, it's game over. If you can play this game for hours on end and enjoy it, that's cool too. It's just not for me. I can't do it this year. I can't even get to level 20. It just doesn't hold my attention anymore when the game is just so unoriginal and just takes ideas from other games. They don't even work in 2K, but yet they just put them in the game. Think of new systems that will actually work for 2K instead of just taking the easy option and stealing ideas, or just using things from previous games and selling them as new features. It's getting beyond a joke, and it's just time for NBA 2K to go away for a few years and work on getting everything right. So the last thing I want to talk about is just a few final thoughts, and as I said, I'll still be playing NBA 2K on Twitch, and I'll still be doing the My Career series, but I will be playing other games and making content on other games too. I might go back to NBA 2K content full time, who knows? But for now, it's over. I'm done. I really do appreciate everyone that has watched the videos. You guys are the reason that I make these videos, the guys that comment, leave likes, and just support the video, watching it all the way to the end. And if you have done it again, I really do appreciate it. But it's time to pivot and take my talents elsewhere. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you do support me on my adventures, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and just comment down below. See why you were here, whatever, just leave it in the comments below. But as I said, fellas, I really do appreciate everything that you guys have done, the subs, the likes, the views, and everything in between. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. I'll catch us later.